Now you're probably asking, how much Z400 content can this guy spin off of one bike? And that is a good question. We will see. Challenge accepted. What I wanted to talk about was aftermarket accessories. This particular bike has come from Kawasaki with a number of accessories fitted. I just wanted to have a quick chat about those accessories because I think they're actually a good investment to varying degrees. Some I like more than others. Now, on this particular motorcycle, the first thing is the crash protection. And what's really cool is this is Kawasaki crash protection and it just bolts straight onto the frame. Obviously it's only got the single mounting point for this particular model. On the Ninja 400, we've actually got some Oggy knobs on our bike and there's 2 mounting points, so it's a very different system. However, I do have to say, if you're buying one of these new, I would really try and get your Kawasaki dealership to throw in a set of the Kawasaki crash protection as cheap as possible. It's you know, you might only ever use it once, but if you use it once, you're gonna be very happy. And if you don't use it, it's kind of one of those things where if I've got the crash protection on my bike, I probably won't need it. And if I don't spend the money on it, I probably will, but that's just me. But let's have a closer look. So as you can see here, it's a pretty simple overall thing. It does extend a fair distance out from the bike, I have to say. So there is that as a consideration, but it's by no means, you know, an eyesore. It's just one of those kind of aspects which is really going to help if things do go wrong. Now the other thing we've got fitted here is quite a light radiator guard, but what this is going to do is it's going to stop big rocks from holing your radiator. I think a small rock with enough speed could probably still do it in some of these larger sections, but it's a lot less likely. And particularly on Australian roads, which are just terrible, especially here in New South Wales, I should say, I do think that that's a good investment. Some kind of radiator guard is really, really important. So what else have we got on this particular bike? Let's just show off that Z400 styling. I do have to say, I really, really like the headlight. It's, you know, futuristic, not too out there, single unit, really, really cool, and it does the job really well. But what we've also got here is this screen. This is not standard fitment, I'm afraid to say. However, it offers a good level of wind protection on the bike, and it's a really, really good addition for a naked bike. Personally, I think it really cleans up that front end a little bit as well, and you've got that Street Fighter style dash over the back here. Sorry, just knocking the camera around. So it really, really does help as far as I'm concerned, both for wind protection and for styling of the bike, and it's an obvious addition. I mean, if you can spend a little bit of money and chuck that on the Z400, why wouldn't you? Now, when it comes to some kind of less essential modifications, there's also the Kawasaki seat cowl. And as a new rider here in Australia, obviously you're not going to be taking anyone on the back, so there's no reason not to chuck this on your bike. It's a good addition, and they're not too expensive either. I'll put the price up on the screen so that you get a good idea, which just makes it something that really gives your bike more of a racer kind of look to it, and it'll clean up that rear end. Particularly if you replace this massive fender. You can get a fender eliminator from Promoto. That's what we've got on the Ninja 400. I imagine exactly the same thing probably fits on this, and it cleans it up so much. It's a really good investment if you ask me. The only other thing this particular machine has is, of course, the pickup spools. If you've got a stand, so a rear stand, these are a really, really good investment. It's actually loose. That's loose. Is it loose? I think it is loose. I will tighten that up when I get home. Anyway, pickup spools are really, really good idea, because with those, you chuck the bike on the stand, you can do your rear wheel tire pressure easily because you can turn the wheel to get into the air pressure thing, whatever you call it. And of course, you can always oil your chain really easily as well. You can clean it, you can re-lube it. Couldn't be easier. And having a rear pickup stand for your bike, it's just a must-have for every motorcyclist. So that's a really good item as well to have on this kind of bike. And I have to say, I reckon if you're buying one of these new, use your bargaining power and see what the dealer can do for you on these accessories to get them on the bike and fitted, and customize it a little bit. Now, one other thing that I totally forgot to mention when I had the bike, when I had the Z400, was the fact that this belly pan fitted to the bike is actually a non-standard accessory. That is a Kawasaki option that you can buy to go with the bike, and it looks so good on the bike that I really actually just assumed that it was standard fitment, which is my bad. And it is on the pricey side as well, which is a bit annoying. But it does so much for the naked bike look that I really do think it's also a good purchase. On top of that, there's also the tank stickers, which are a nice touch because they'll protect the tank, the one towards the rear of the tank, and then you've also got the two side tank protectors, which help you grip the bike, and as well as that, they also provide a little bit of protection to that section of the bike. Tank protectors are always a good idea when you're looking at any kind of bike long term, just because they help reduce the amount of wear and tear, so probably an ideal choice, but you can buy them from a whole heap of brands, so you don't have to feel like you're stuck buying the Kawasaki ones. Whereas the Kawasaki bodywork, if you're getting it color matched, it's always best to get that straight out of the factory, so to speak. Obviously, if you're getting someone else to paint panels to color match, it's never quite right in most cases, and you're probably going to end up spending even more than what it would be just to buy the color matched one straight from Kawasaki. And on top of that, if you buy them early, as they age and they discolor a little bit or they fade a little bit, they will stay the same as the rest of the bike. So another good reason to buy them at the beginning. Anyway, that is the Z400. Very lightly accessorized, as you can see here. Cool machine. Obviously there's a couple of other things on it. There's some stickers on the tank as well, which help protect it, but overall I just reckon it's a very cool machine, and I think with a couple of tasteful additions, it'll make it an even better starter option for most new riders, particularly the crash protection and that screen. You just can't go past them. Anyway, MotoJourno Chris here. I hope you don't mind me spruiking Kawasaki's genuine accessories to you. They're definitely worth a look in, and I'll be back soon. Stay safe out there and don't forget to sub.